what is up, you guys? Marvel Girl 96 here with a new series that I thought I would show you. Today we're playing Roblox, okay? Everybody likes Roblox. You're lying if you say you don't. And this is my character. I play on mobile. I actually just changed my outfit today because they have all kinds of new, like, cozy clothes that's completely free. And, like, I'm digging it. Like, I literally own white Vans. I literally own sweatpants that look just like that. I have a sweatshirt just like that. And I have a crop top just like that. And I wear headphones when I play PlayStation. So, like, this is literally me, except for the fact that I can't get my eye color. But even the hair is spot on. So anyway, shout out to whoever decided to make new free cozy clothes because I'm vibing with it. But this is one of my favorite games on Roblox. This is Theme Park Tycoon 2. Not the first one, the second one. And what makes this game super special is it's exactly like Roller Coaster Tycoon, which just gives me so much nostalgia vibes. And it has so much freedom to do, like, whatever you want. And what I wanted to do was, I wanted to make a theme park completely based off of horror. All horror movies, anything scary, anything Halloween, because that's a lot of my favorite things. And yeah, so it's like Disney World, but like for people who adore like murder. Not to say that I'm a murderer. I probably should rephrase that, but it's all good. So yeah, let's check it out. So this is Movie Screams, okay? This is my theme park made completely by me, all my own design. Colored everything, placed everything, you guessed it. So we come on in here and we got this cool looking cat pumpkin and some fire. You can come over here and this lady will sell you some witch hats. We got our bathrooms, you know, all that jazz. Our fence is made out of pumpkins. And you come over here, and this is kind of a poster since it's Movie Screams. We have Ghostface from Scream. And I have a little sign here that says thanks for the spooky support, because I actually have 17 likes on this, which I consider pretty awesome. And I managed to get 5 stars, so I'm pretty happy about that. Over here is just some drink stands. I didn't customize the drink stands. You can't really change the name or anything, so I left them go. But this is the first ride right here. If you can see, I'm gonna zoom out a bit. But this is Carrie's Blood Bucket, excuse me. And basically what it is one of the drop rides. So we can go ahead and hop on this. Use this seat, yes please. We're gonna go up. Ooh, and then it drops us down, and we crash down just like that. So it's just one of those little drop rides, and you know, I was trying to think of like, well, what could it be? And I was like, you know what? It's kind of like the blood spilling out of the bucket from the Carrie movie. So if you haven't seen a lot of these movies, you're not going to get the references, which is kind of a bummer. But, I mean, this is really a park just for horror fans. So, you know, if you don't get it, then this isn't your kind of park, and that's totally okay. But, yeah, so Carrie's Blood Bucket is the first ride. We come over here, and we've got Killer Clowns from Outer Space Circus Tent. And what this is it's just, you know, one of those little slide rides. So we go up in here, and then we're gonna sit here, and it's gonna drop us down the little slide. It looks just like a circus tent from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Whee! So it's just a little simple slide ride, but with a little creepy twist to it. No pun intended there. This is Samara's rings, okay? This is from The Ring. And these are pretty cool too. So you hop in these, and they're like these little rings, and they're going to spin you around all crazy. Yep, see, look at that. Ooh, and then you just twist and turn in all kinds of directions. Like I said, every ride I colored myself. I picked the fence, I picked the name, all that jazz. The coasters I actually completely built from scratch, which is pretty cool. So that's Samara's rings. Then you come over here, and we have the Headless Horseman, which is just your regular old merry-go-round with, you know, some change in the color. And then you can come over here, and it was supposed to be called Blair Witch Hunt, and apparently it thinks Blair is a curse word or something because it kept coming up as hashtags. But whatevs. This is completely my own design. I'm actually going to switch the toggle camera so that way you can see this is my haunted, like, outside type ride. Ooh, it's like a spooky woods tour. Just a little ride, you know. And that's all it does. It just goes in a circle, but if you want to get a better look, you can actually walk around in here. See, sometimes, like, this was just a regular old name, and now all of a sudden it decided that I can't have it. It literally just said Fritz. Because in case you didn't notice, these are references. Gabriel, Susie, that was going to be Fritz, and this one was Cassidy. I really hope you got the little Easter egg there, and this is Charlotte. This has nothing to do with Blair Witch. It's just an Easter egg of graves that are from the references of the Five Nights at Freddy's. So I put them in there. It's just like a little tease. So this is Godzilla's view, and basically all this is just one of those tour rides that takes you all the way up. You can kind of see it. Unfortunately, I can't like zoom out any farther than that, but you can see it's just one of those rides that just takes you like up, and like it's just like a lookout. Like, it's not actually really a ride, but it's super tall, so it's like Godzilla's view. I'm like, I think that'll work. Over here we have a really cute one. This is Poisoned Tea, and we got the man himself, Johnny Depp, and it's just the twisty teacups. You know, you see teacups all over, but I painted them myself and gave them a really spooky look. And we got food over here. More bathrooms. Over here, this is Freddy's Blades, and it's just one of those like scrambler type rides, and I just thought it kind of looked like blades, or it's, you know, kind of sharp. You know, you'll see when this guy, his name is apparently Connor. These are all just computer characters, they're not real, but when it goes off, and of course it looks like Freddy's sweater because the colors are just iconic. I actually have a t-shirt that says Nightmare on Elm Street, and it looks just like his sweater with the pattern, which I love. So, you know, that's that. I went with the original Freddy. Even though I do appreciate the remake Freddy, I went with OG. No offense to the remake. I do have respect for the remake. Over here we have Ghost Ship, which is actually a reference to the movie Ghost Ship, but they didn't have any pictures to that horror film, which is honestly a shame, but it is kind of a less popular one, so I went with just Pirates of the Caribbean to at least give it that spooky like look to it, but it is based off the movie Ghost Ship, if you have ever seen that movie. And then we can come over here, and this is Pirate Plunge, and basically, wow, okay, she just snubbed my ride. Well, fine, I'll use it. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to just pull us up. I've never seen a ride like this in real life, and I honestly really wish that there would be one, because it seems like a lot of fun. But it shoots you down like that, like a slingshot, and then it pulls you back in, and like you just end up getting like soaked, which is cool. And for some reason I won these evil rubber ducks, and I loved them, so I put them in pools when I can. This guy sells you pirate hats, so you can go with the theme, because this is kind of the water park side. There is one other water ride that's excluded on the other side, but it's not really one that you get soaked in, and it has a different theme to it, so we moved it over. This is a statue of me. Unfortunately, I'm wearing my old outfit, so I really need to upgrade that, actually, because I have my old hair, but that's what I used to look like. I was wearing a Wall-E t-shirt. It says, our creepy creator, Emily. Oh, and there comes the train. The train's coming through. The train goes through the whole entire park as transportation. This is Loch Ness Monster Lagoon. So, oh, you go around here, that's right. So what you can do is you can go around here, and this whole entire track is my own design. So I'm gonna go and use this seat here. And we're gonna wait for it to go off. Oh, you know what? It's probably gonna want me to go in the first seat, and then it'll go off right away. Yep, that's what it was. And what I like about the track, like, or not the track, but the cart that you're sitting in, how it spins, And you can tell that if it was real life, you could actually control like how fast it spins, which I think is pretty cool. But you start up this hill. Like, I didn't make the water rides too crazy because obviously you can't make them do like spins and all that. But I wanted to make sure that it definitely like soaks you down, like depending on what you're on. So here we go. It twists around. It kind of has that like shape to it as if it's the Loch Ness monster with the bumps and things like that, kind of like her long back and her long neck, and of course it's green. Then you go up again for one more big old turn. So you get a nice view of the park from up here too. This is the part that I kind of picture as almost the head, the way it's shaped, and then like the back and the tail, and you know. You can see there's lots of water that splashes, which I really like. And I even put like little like little fountains there, so that way it like literally already starts squirting you as soon as you go inside. And then this is Siren Song. Okay, this is our other water ride. And it has a nice little journey to get there. You cross this bridge and then you can hop inside here. We'll sit up front because we're cool like that. It has a really pretty color too. Very dark mermaid vibes, I feel like. I read this book once. It's called Ripple, R-I-P-P-L-E. And it was about a girl that was actually a siren. And it was such a good book. It was so interesting because a siren is essentially like a mermaid, except they're actually evil. And they sing songs to lure men into the water to their death, which is really interesting if you didn't know that. So that's what's kind of the difference between a mermaid and a siren. Mermaid's the more happy version of it. They don't show that in Little Mermaid. So we got some big splashes there. We come around, another big splash. And then up and back down to a big old splash. And another up and down. You can see there are some empty plots. That is for the VIP players only. And it was actually pretty, well, not that expensive, but I just didn't really want to buy it personally because I had pretty much come up with every idea I could think of anyway. So this comes off down here and then it will load up in the front again. And we can come through this little walk-through area here where you can see all the rides. But that's all of the water park area over here, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else over here. No. I can't control when it gets dark and light, unfortunately, but at least I have it pretty well lit. And over here, this is my own custom coaster as well. This is Jason's Drop. And of course, we got the man, the myth, the legend himself. And we're gonna go in here. It's just a little basic, you know, coaster. Nothing too crazy. The crazy ones are in the back. And of course I gave it the colors of his mask, you know, red and white, to go with his mask color and try to give off that vibe that it's supposed to be Jason. Here we go! So it's got a nice drop to it right here. And then it goes real fast. It does this cool little twist at the top here. And then drops down again, hence the term Jason Drop. But you get a nice straight down and then a curve around, up another little hill, come back around, and then you're done. Ooh, got stuck. The guy's coming out. But yeah, so that's Jason Drop, which is my own design. And we're gonna have to backtrack a little bit now that we're done over here. And we'll continue to go in this direction. So this is the Exorcist, and basically, oh, it just locked me out, but that's okay because you can see what it does. It's like a gravitron. Have you ever been on those? You know, from Stranger Things, they wanted the gravitron. You're in there and it sucks you, like it spins so fast it sucks you to the wall. And who's better at spinning than the Exorcist? I mean, it's just perfect. It's literally perfect. And over here we can get some dinosaur hats. This one is Pennywise Party Tent. And as you can see, it's this big ride that you're spinning at the top and the hoop just moves back and forth. And it just seems very diabolical, very circus-like, that it just reminds me of Pennywise. As soon as I saw it, I said, I'm going to turn that into Pennywise. So I colored it according to what I needed. And this is Boogie's Gambling Wheel. And it's just a big old Ferris wheel, and it really reminded me of like when Oogie Boogie has Santa tied to his like little gambling wheel and spins it. So that's Boogie's Gambling Wheel. It's just a Ferris wheel. Over here we have Annabelle's chair. And what this does is it's going to spin and then go back and forth in a big U shape. And it just reminded me of when Annabelle sits in her rocking chair and just menacingly stares at you as she goes back and forth. And, you know, she just likes to torture everybody. So that's kind of perfect for that ride because it's pretty aggressive. Over here is one of my personal favorites. This is the only other water ride I have. This is Leatherface's Log Drop. And we're gonna go in here. I figured who better to cut up logs for a log flume than like literally the chainsaw killer himself. So that's where I went with that. And I made it orange just to give it that kind of cool country look. You know, I like the way it turned out. But it's just a little basic log flume. This one I bought pre-made. This is the only water ride I bought pre-made. The others I made myself. But it just fits so perfect in the spot I needed it to that I just changed the color, put the ducks in, built the pool around it, and it did the track for me, which was really, really convenient. And the log flume is usually one of my favorite rides at any amusement park because you don't get soaked. You get a little wet to make yourself feel better when it's hot in the summer, but you're not soaked. You don't ruin your phone or anything you're wearing. You're not gonna like chafe in denim shorts the rest of the day. It's just a nice, refreshing splash. So yeah, that's Leatherface's Log Flume, and I really love like the old-fashioned like poster that I found. It's just so cool. More food here. This is Beetlejuice's swing. It really reminded me of that scene when he turns himself into a carnival ride. So it's just a real high up swing with his colors, and I just think it fits perfectly because I just can totally see that scene in the movie as soon as I look at it. Oh yes, and this one is probably a bit of a stretch. I also couldn't find a picture to go with it, but this is the Omen, if you get it. And it's a big old ring. This would have worked for the Ring movie as well, but I had already made Samara's rings and I was so happy with it that I just went with the Omen. But they didn't have any pictures of little Damien. Apparently no one uses Damien pictures in this game except for me because I'm a weirdo, but that's fine. And you come over here, this is King Kong's Planes. It's a little kid ride where you go on little planes, and you got King Kong, and he's going to swat the planes out of the sky because they're trying to chase him down. This is Alien Abduction. This is intended specifically for some kind of alien movie. It just represents any alien movie. It's just a ride that shoots you up instead of drops you down. So it literally reminds me as if the aliens were sucking you up into their ship. So that's where that comes from. Over here, I wanted to name this Christine, but it would not let me. So I instead turned it into hearses and did a drive your own hearse instead. But I really wanted to turn it into the Stephen King novel and movie Christine. And apparently Christine is a swear word. You know, the more you know. So it turned into drive your own hearse because it doesn't get offended by the word hearse, but it does Christine. I don't know, Roblox logic, but I mean, they definitely do look like little hearses, so. And what we are doing right now is driving around. I don't really consider this a water park ride because you don't get wet, but it's just the swan boats. And then I was like, what the heck am I gonna do for swan boats? So then I went with the Black Swan, which we can look at closer. But yeah, so it just drives around the Black Swan boats because I was just like, what am I gonna do? So I was like, Black Swan, like that one works. It's not really that much of a horror movie, but there's like no evil swans that exist. So, but yeah, this you're just driving around. You know, it's just a little track that I had made that just goes around the pool and down this little hill here. So I'm gonna hop off because you get the gist of that. And we can walk under the bridge here, and that's what takes us over here that you can go on the little Black Swan. So we got Black Swan boat ride. Here's the little black swans. I painted the swans. We got some more scary ducks out there. And you just follow this little track in the boats, which is, you know, pretty cute. Like I said, it was one that I just wanted to have because it's available, and I was like, how am I gonna scary this up? Oh, here's cotton candy. But I figured it out, and I'm pretty happy. Oh my gosh. This did say Judd on it, J-U-D, because this is the Pet Cemetery, reference to the Stephen King book and movie. It says no digging, but it was supposed to say Judd. It literally said Judd right before I recorded because I double-checked it. Now it's a curse word again. Whatever, I'll change it later. We got Gage over here, we have Winston Churchill, we have Rachel, and we have Victor, okay? So this is all reference to the Pet Cemetery movie. If you have never seen it, it's one of my favorites, and I finished the whole book and everything. Over here we have, apparently Georgie is a swear word all of a sudden, but this is Georgie's Balloons, okay? Can't get more fitting than that, so that's Georgie's Balloons. Over here is one of my personal favorites. This is Bendy Adventure. So we got Dark Alice, we have the Ink Demon, and over here we got Sammy, because Sammy's the bomb.com. Everything's yellow and wooden. This is a whole wooden coaster. Right there we got Boris, and of course, if we go in here, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself. We got Bendy. So we can hop on this coaster. Yes, I want to use the seat. This is also my design. It's completely wooden. And what it basically does is it has the chain to pull you, but then after that it just basically relies on your weight and gravity, which is pretty cool. And I've been on coasters like this before. It's wild when you have no track. And then it just takes you around. It's just a little coaster, nothing crazy, and it just goes really fast. And then it leads into the Twisted Man, okay? So, this is also my own design. And the Twisted Man is the king himself. The whole, enchilada, Michael Myers. So this whole entire ride is dedicated to him because he is the bomb.com. Where is my cart? There it goes. Okay, so this is a pretty cool ride. And there's a reason why it's called the Twisted Man, because not only does the track twist and turn, but the carts have the ability to rotate as well, which is really cool. I've never been on a coaster like that. That's this complex, where the cart itself twists in a different direction. Like, look, there it goes. So the cart twists as the track twists, and therefore represents the Twisted Man himself, Michael Myers. Once again, this coaster is all my own design, and I made it myself, all the crazy twists and turns. I would go on any ride that I built on here, honestly. I don't really get sick on rides, and even if I do, I don't ever, let it bother me. I just don't care. Or I'll just take a Dramamine or something if I go on something really crazy. But I just love rides, and I love, the thrill of them and stuff like that. So even if I feel dizzy afterwards, I just choose not to care. So that was the Twisted Man. And you exit back down the same way you came. The characters, the little fake characters, don't really come back here. I don't know why. There's obviously plenty of path, but they're much more interested in the front. You can come down there and there's some burgers and stuff. And if you come over here, you can see the trains there. We have a train stop over here. There's several train stops to get you through several parts of the park. and it takes you through transportation, which is nice. But this is Tremors. If anybody knows that movie, it's a good one. But this is Tremors. Alright, once again, this is going to be funny and make the cards disappear. There it goes. I don't know why it does that. Alright, so this one I'm going to actually toggle the camera in a specific way. So that way you see exactly how I want you to see it and how it would feel. Because I designed this in a specific way to give off the vibe that you are a tremor. So what's going to do is as soon as it gets to the end of that, it's going to hold you there and pause so you look at that straight drop into the ground. And then you go through, you go up into a big twist, come out, another twist. It's all crazy. I can switch the camera so then you can see it fully. And it just goes all over the place. But yeah, so you actually go in and out of the ground, which is pretty cool. It's colored like a tremor. We got a picture of a tremor. They had a picture of a tremor. They don't have a picture of the omen, but they have a picture of the tremor. So, you know, I'll take what I can get. Here's a train stop, so we don't need to worry about that. And we're gonna walk over. We're just about done. We have a couple more rides to check out. It's a pretty big park. I'm gonna hop the fence, even though I have a path down here. It just makes it easier. So, we got, freaking Jack here. All work and no play makes Jack a good boy. And this ride specifically is called the Shining Twins, because it is two side-by-side swings that swing together. And I colored it to make it look like the twins. Unfortunately, they did not have a picture of the Shining Twins, but they had a picture of the carpet and they had a picture of Jack. So, I'm pretty happy with that. And this, of course, I had to make because y'all know me. We got Mangle, we got Puppet, we got Balloon Boy, we got Chica, and this ride is called Spring Trap. Because that's literally what it is. It's just a big old spring. You can watch here this poor innocent person. It's gonna let go. They're buckling her up and then fling her up as she's literally like in a spring trap. And then of course we got Golden Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, regular old Freddy. They're all the withered versions because they're just super creepy. And then I just added these three because I just love Five Nights at Freddy's too. So I had to put them in because they're some of my favorite characters. And if we go up around here, we got tons more food stands and stuff. Bathrooms, and then over here, this is the Grudge. So we can go in here, use this seat indeed. This is another coaster I built from scratch. It's definitely weird building this one because it's reverse, where I actually dangle instead of being on top of the track. So it took some brain power to kind of want to build it backwards, basically. It twists you around in all kinds of crazy directions. You know, just like how the Grudge basically walks. This is how this coaster is. Now, unless I'm forgetting some, which is quite possible because I've built a lot, I believe that's the last coaster. And that is everything over here. Nope, that's right. I have one more coaster. I have one more, and then that's the last of those. Over here, dedicated to the greatest man that ever lived, Alexi. I love these cartoons. I don't know who drew them, but I was able to use them. They were on Roblox, and they're really pretty. But this is the Upside Down. Which, you know, you might think, interesting choice of a name. Okay, there's the card. It actually was just going. And of course, they put a slushie stand right next to it for our man Alexi. So that way you can get off and just buy a slushie right afterwards. But yeah, so this one's pretty cool too. So this, you're gonna go up a hill. And as soon as you go down, you guessed it, you're gonna loop around that you are completely upside down on the track. And then you spin back around. You do some more crazy twists and turns. Get an awesome view of the park. Oh, that's right, I have special coasters over there. This is not my last coaster. It's been so long since I built this and I have so much stuff, I forget. But that's the upside down. So that one's pretty cool. My own design. Painted it, all that jazz. Over here, I'm hopping the fence again, just to make it quicker. We have Jigsaw's game. Because this just reminded me of some kind of torture device that Jigsaw would have. It's just one of those spinny swings. Over here, we have Swinging with Sam. Because, you know, he sits on a swing pretty often in the Trick or Treat movie. So, that's little Sammy's swings there for you. That should be everything around here. So, it's time for the last part of the park. I'm really excited to show you this one. I think... if you're a horror fan like me, you're going to really appreciate it. Once again, I'm hopping the fence. Krampus Land is the other side of the park here. So we got a cool picture of Krampus. I love this picture of Krampus I found. Everything's all Christmassy and happy with, of course, the dark twist. Because it's only happy if you're well behaved. So that's Sleigh Ride with Krampus, which looks really friggin' fun. Which is like, what do they call it? The Enterprise, I think it's called. Really cool picture of Krampus once again. Definitely not like the movie, but there's so many different designs just because it is like a real, you know, well, not a real, but it's a folk tale that people have used for years. We got a Santa here. He sells these Santa hats, so that's why you see people walking around. We got hot drinks here, of course, because, you know, it snows here. Like, you can literally see it snows. I have a snow machine. This is Escape the Evil Toys. So this is just a little coaster. Like, it's actually a kid's coaster. So this one's not too crazy, but it's a reference to Krampus again and his evil toys. But yeah, this is actually considered a kid's coaster. You gotta make sure you have, you know, a coaster for the kids. If I had room, but I don't think I do because I pretty much filled up every spot possible, I would totally make a Poppy's Playtime ride now because I have Bendy and Five Nights. But I don't think I have the space. But I could make some kind of Poppy Playtime coaster if I actually had the room. But I built this before that had come out. But yeah, so that's just a little coaster. I didn't build the track for that. I just placed it because it is a kid's coaster, so I didn't go too crazy. But you can see that there's an evil teddy bear. You can see the evil snowman there. And of course, just nice snowman too. So it's like sweet, but then you can see that there's darker things in it as well, which I really like. And then you can go up in here. And that's the side to the exit, but if you go over here, where's the sign? Oh, here it is. This is Yeti's Revenge, which I'm guessing it's running, so that's why he's waiting here. So we'll wait for that. And then this is actually, I believe, the last of the park because I have the train, which I can just run around the track because the train's gonna take forever, but I can show you how the track works and where it all goes. And this one I built pre-made as well. I just painted it, but I actually just built the track put together. Alright, so let's get in here. Oh, that guy's just gonna sit on top of me. Okay, that's fine. I'll sit next to Santa. Whee! You can see all the little snow machines placed. Lots of twists and turns on this one. I had the hardest time figuring out how to make loop-de-loops, so my loop-de-loops are not as crazy, and that's another reason why I just bought this pre-made, because I just wasn't very good at building the loops. Maybe I'd be better at it if I was doing PC, but I'm doing mobile and like everything with my fingers, and I was just getting like so frustrated. So yeah, that's that, and there's a path over here that you can take that takes you once again to the train station. So I'll just show you where like all the tracks lead. Actually, I can like zoom out in build mode and you can see that the tracks just go around the whole entire park, because this turns into desert for Tremors. Then there's another little train stop there. There is the actual train, which is pretty cool. And then it goes, oops, through there. So you can see it goes through the water park and it starts to go up. So that way it doesn't get in the way of anything. It stops there at the statue. And it goes up and around the arch here. And then all the way back around again there. So it goes through the whole entire park and is transportation. I didn't give it any like wacky name. I couldn't for the life of me think of like an evil train name. So it's just the transportation. That's all it is. But I think that's everything. That's Krampus Land, and yeah, I think I showed you guys everything. So this park, you know, it's massive. It took me a lot of time to put this together, and I really hope that, you know, you guys kind of got all the jokes and the puns and references to everything. If not, hopefully you can still appreciate just how cool it looks. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the likes, comments, and support. We are so close to 400 subscribers, which is awesome. But yeah, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is. I hope it's freaking fantastic. And I will talk to you guys later.